Common sense media activated.
Live from the 210, it's the Wave of the Few Short Show, and we are your hosts, Mr. Trey M. Carr, and I am E. James.
Welcome everyone to Wave of the Few Shore, aka WFS, where the head meets the heart. In this week's episode, we're going to talk the hospital ransomware attack that has got many of folks scrambling, and it's ugly, y'all. It's very ugly, as well as a few other nibbles, bites, quick hits, and things. But before we get into those, how you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, man. I can't complain. I've been blessed this past week or two. I'm going to call myself a 1%er because I'm officially working on a 4-day work week starting next week. So I'm ridiculously excited for that.
The work 1%er?
We all want that. It's just how do we get there, right? I think that deserves a little round of applause for you. For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm excited for that,
I
man.
guess that was my cue, huh?
That's okay.
No, that's cool. Uh-oh. I did it again. All right. Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I always like scoffed at 4-day work weeks. I'm like, that's longer days. And then as I got older, I was like, yeah, I could work 4 days. It's 3 days off. Heck yeah.
An extra hour in, extra hour after you work. Once I'm there, I'm there.
Yes, sir.
A whole day off, I'll take it. It's a good trade for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be perfect. You know, when I worked at a different insurance company, gosh, this was from like 2007 or so to about 2012. The tail end of my tenure after my oldest daughter was born, my first child, I switched to a 3-day work week. I did 3 13.5-hour shifts.
Wow.
The only thing that sucked is it was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I didn't really have weekends, but the alternative is that I was able to go to school full time and finish up my associates and spend time with her.
That's pretty good,
so
too.
Her first, like, I don't know, year and a half was with dad. So my wife would take off Mondays. That was it, or not take off. Sorry, she would work from home Mondays. Worked out great.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good trade off. Yeah, I'm excited to see
absolutely
what I can do with the extra time during the week. Try to do something more than work on my golf swing.
Yeah,
on Coursera or something, man. Make some moves.
Yeah. What about you, Carr?
Feeling blessed, man. Went to a birthday party yesterday for my niece, and I went paintballing a little bit earlier, so
nice.
I'm gracefully waddling around the house right now. Got bruises. It was hot. And here's a PSA. Wear thick pants, first and foremost. And also, just show up in the morning. If you want to go play with other people, just show up in the morning in the middle of this dead heat, dude. Me and my buddy were waiting for hours, just playing like 2v2s, 3v3s. Then finally everybody shows up when it's hot, and then everyone's all burnt out after the second round. I was like, well, yeah, dude, we've just been here. Like, so it's my little PSA. I'm a little bit miffed because we got maybe 3 rounds of like the 7 or 8 that we played that were like worth it. They were longer than like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
man, I ran my boots off. Like, I broke them. I broke my hiking boots. My buddy had to loan me his work boots. Like, and I'm not a fast runner, but still I ran around. I was like, oh, the sole just fell off, and I was, yeah. So that was pretty fun. But other than that, it was a good time. I've been having a good time. Been working good and doing good, eating good. The party had brisket and mac and cheese and all those other good things. Not a single tortilla, though. I don't know why there's no tortillas at this Mexican birthday party.
You know what? Y'all had to change it up. Hey, man, I get it. I get it.
Did you have some cornbread?
We didn't have nothing. We had just loaves of white bread. And I was like, where's the tortillas? And there's pico.
It ain't right.
But yeah, it was a beautiful party. It was very, very nice. And also, quick little thing, I've been going on dates, so I got a little special friend now. So yeah,
nice,
it's been nice. So shout out to my special friend Jay. She's been pretty cool.
And as a person who is trying to grow our audience, I must ask the question.
Have you told her about our show?
Yeah. I showed her the big hub link that we got for all the different sites. So for all the different platforms, the multi-link.
Wait. Which hub link?
You know the one.
I'm messing with you. Those are our alternative channels.
Yeah, she's seen some of our videos on Instagram and stuff. So.
Oh, nice. Man, we didn't put out a single video for the last episode. You know that?
Yeah,
probably because we did it late.
that the other day.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, it was a great show. Things happen, as you all know. I'm going to give my update will be after my shout outs real quick. A shout out my family that stayed with me I had family in my house for the better part of a month with everything that happened with Pops, my sister, my brother, my aunt, one of my besties. He and his wife came down. They left yesterday. They were in and out like Thursday night, Saturday night. They were out. In Saturday night, out Saturday night. Then I got to see one of our mutual homeboys. Hadn't seen him, God, forever. So he came through. It was nice having everybody here. I'd be lying if I didn't say it's nice to have my house back.
Yeah.
There was a body that didn't live here in every square inch of my house.
A body? I was like, whoa, just stop it there.
I know, right? That doesn't sound right at all. But no, man, I mean, it was nice making memories. Mm-hmm. You know, my son like played Xbox with this dude as much as he could. They were playing the Ninja Turtles game. Like they're just having the time of their life. So also shout out to Pastor Don who did the service. He did a good job, even though he sang. We love you, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thanks, and I'll say thanks Fort Sam National Cemetery, the guy who ran it, Mr. Bird. He got me there at the end. He said some beautiful words, man. So, speaking of Ninja Turtles, I saw the new movie Mutant Mayhem. Mm-hmm. Let me stand up. You guys can see it on camera. For those of you listening, I'm wearing my Ninja Turtles t-shirt from Old Navy. We saw the movie. It was fun. It was the best Ninja Turtles movie since the original Ninja Turtle movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I went in there apprehensive. I sat with my arms crossed like, y'all need to impress me. And we had a good time. Yeah. you can't see it. Trey just crossed his arms and sat back like, Remember that? Like when Prince did that on Chappelle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skeptical.
No, man. It was funny. I love that they had actual kids doing the voices.
Oh, really?
Yes. The actual teenagers, man. They did a good job with that. They changed the origin story a little bit of the Turtles. I mean, you know, it's all the same, but different. Like there's little tweaks that they did to make it something new.
Yeah.
So you guys will see it. If you see it, you'll see it. I'm not going to talk much about like spoilers or anything like that. I will give everybody a PSA. Stay for the after credits.
Okay.
There's a hint at a sequel. I like how they kind of flip things on its head a little bit. So, nice. My favorite run on the Turtles ever. I mean, there's the comics, right? But my favorite run ever is actually the 3D animated run they did in the 2010s. I think the series started in 2012.
Yeah. And
went to about 2017. And it was awesome because as a sci-fi fan, they really embraced the sci-fi aspect of the Turtles as well as like the ninja stuff. They dove deep into like their alliances with the mutanimals and all kinds of people and the explaining of like the different types of Krang with the Utrom and all that other stuff. So that was super dope. The Triceratons were in there on the TV show. So anyway, go see it. You got a family. There are a couple of light cuss words, D word, H word.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really surprised. Yo, Ice Cube kills it.
Who's Cube in that movie?
Ice Cube is in it, dude. Well, as soon as I heard the voice, I was like, oh, of course he is. Of course.
Who is he? If you don't mind me asking.
Can't say. I don't want to say.
Right.
I'll tell you off mic.
All right.
Yeah, I'll leave it for. I'll leave that one for the families.
Man, I read.
No spoilers.
I read an article about that movie. They gave a lot of props to the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. They said that movie gave them free reign to like push the animation and deepen the story a little bit more than just your traditional kids type of animated story.
Yeah.
So I actually want to go see that. My wife took my kid to go see Barbie the other day.
Yeah, my daughter.
And we were talking about it, and she was like, I think I would have rather have seen like Ninja Turtles or something because my kid, she likes action. My kid's just an action junkie. So that'll be something that I've got on my list coming up. Take my kid to go see.
I would definitely say she'll enjoy it. Oh, dude, it was fun. I had my son sitting next to me, and when they were doing stuff, he was just like looking up at me like,
they're loving it. That's awesome.
I will say when they like the one character that, and I didn't know this person was in the movie. The one character that he really got hyped, or one of the two, when they were introducing like some of the mutants, they had Wingnut in there. He was like, Wingnut! And Wingnut's a bit of a deep cut. And then Mondo Gecko, and I was like, oh, Mondo Gecko's in here. He's like, Dad, Mondo! I was like, all right, we're in the theater. So
we're Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know they were going to be in there, but yeah. But I think Mondo Gecko and Wingnut, like, I don't know why he got so hype over Wingnut.
That's his boy, dude.
I was like, okay, dude, like, you see these other people in here? Yeah,
my boy Wingnut,
so he was, dude, he was mad hype off of it. I was just like, okay, calm down.
That's good, man. I'm glad he had a great time.
Yeah. Hey, so I kind of want to piggyback off of you and PSAs, and it's more of like a pro tip. So with my father's passing, I'm closing out accounts and paying stuff off and whatever, right? So my oldest sister, I'm the oldest, but my older of the two sisters I have, she was on my father's T-Mobile account. And I had T-Mobile for years. I had AT&T for like 15, 16 years. And then I canceled my service because they forgot that I was a customer for 15, 16 years and they didn't care. So they let me walk and I never went back, except I have their internet, which is a whole nother story. I'll tell you in a quick second. I'll make that brief. So T-Mobile, if you are looking to port a number and you need them to unlock your device, even if you bring your own device, T-Mobile will lock that bad boy. Lock. So, because I experienced that myself when I wanted to switch from them to my carrier now, who is Verizon. So, here's what you do. When you call them, don't say, I need you to unlock my device because I want to port the number, because then they flip to retention mode and they're like, hey, baby. Why do you want to leave us? Don't you know we're
Locks the door, locks the car door.
Exactly. Right. They roll the windows up. You're like, hey, man, why you got the child locks on?
I gotta go. I just need my phone unlocked.
Gun store, liquor store, gun store. Where you taking me? Shout out to Chappelle once again, the GOAT. No, tell them I wish to sell my device. It's a magic door. So I had my sister talking. I'm prompting her, right? I'm sitting there because I wanted her to get used to it. So I'm like telling her what to say. And she goes, I said, you want to sell your device? She goes, yeah, I want to sell my phone for a new iPhone. And they're like, oh, hold on one moment. It was beautiful. No fuss, no muss. And she was like, I hope you get a lot. That's an iPhone 12. That's more recent. She's like, yeah. I'm looking at the 14. I'm like, no, she's not. Stop lying. Oh, you're going to get caught up in your lies. Because now they're going to be like, hey, you can buy that iPhone 14 with us.
Let's set it up with you right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, don't sell it too much. Just tell them you want to sell the phone. So anyway, tell them you want to sell your phone. They will leave you alone. The only catch to that, obviously, is if you owe money on your device. So just make sure you got your device paid off. You could probably still say that, and they'll assume that you're going to pay off your device somehow, some way. You keep coming up with new cell phones like every single day. Sorry, I couldn't help it, Snoop Dogg.
Bars.
Bars.
I mean,
We got to really get a button. We got to get a button for that. Bars. Right, yeah, just hit it. Bars.
Either way, you're still gonna have that bill, so that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. And I had to pay her phone off. I paid it off before we called them. There was like a couple $100 on it, so I helped her out, so she can port over and jump over on my line, which added $24 or $25 a month to my phone bill, which isn't terrible. So I told you I was going to say something about Verizon real quick, and we'll keep it pushing here. But also, if you're unsatisfied with your internet, you're not getting the speeds that you like, and upload is not a big deal for you. You care more about the downloads, and I want to stress the upload. Verizon 5G internet is pretty quick. So I tried their box out for all of 1.5 days. I'm paying for AT&T fiber consistently. I'm getting somewhere between 600 to 800 megabits per second, up and down.
Yeah.
I'm emphasizing the up first. All right. And I'll get to that. I will tell you guys this much. It's $35. I'm paying around $90 a month for AT&T, and it makes me grit my teeth. Now, with that, I get I get Max, formerly HBO Max, included with that. But $35 is enticing. The speed when I ran a test was 200 down, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. You could stream 4K with that easily. Where it made me switch as of last night, because I was uploading videos to iCloud for my daughter's basketball game, Google Drive. What I do is I record the game for the coaches, upload them to Drive so they can review the game film, right? And so I was getting 18 up. 18 compared to like 600 to 800. It took forever to load one video. And I was like, I can't do this. This is not going to work. This is just not going to work. If they can figure out how to get the uploads at least about a couple hundred, I would cancel AT&T today. I'd cancel it today.
I love AT&T.
So that's my tip.
Yeah.
AT&T fiber, man. Like, as much as I don't like AT&T anymore, or not a big fan of theirs, I got to say the fiber is consistent. People I know that got Google fiber, I wanted Google fiber for years. They took too long, and I keep hearing about people having outages with it, and so I'm just like, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, so I had AT&T fiber back in Corpus, and that's honestly my favorite internet service I've ever had in my life. My download speeds were consistent and consistently ridiculous. I'm downloading like full games. I'm talking like 80 gigabyte games in like 15 minutes. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. I tried so hard to like hate them. I had Spectrum at the tail end of my time at my old house, and Spectrum, man, like the price changes were stupid. The speed flux was stupid. I can honestly say I'm consistently at around, like I said, 600 to 800, more closer to 800. Like peak times, it's about 6. Like I'll get little dips, but I mean, who's going to complain about 600 up and as well as down?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm on the same boat.
All right, y'all. So, if you got fired for liking a tweet, posting an exage, a zeet, and you need help with your attorney fees, X gonna pay it for you. What? Gonna pay it for you. X gonna pay it for you. Yo, I saw a tweet on my personal X feed that just does not sound right. By the way,
Well,
I don't like
getting
that.
used to this. Yeah.
I don't like that. X feed makes me feel like I'm watching porn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all out and say it. I feel really dodgy and, kind of kludgy saying X.
Hey, were you on X last night?
Exactly. It's like, I was on X last night. Oh, really? What rave were you at? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like that. Anyway, so I saw a post from Chief X himself saying that, if you had gotten let go for liking or posting a tweet, a message, a Zex.
For Zexing.
Yeah, you were Zexting. On the platform, they will pay your attorney fees, no limit. So I sent that around in our friend circles. We have interchangeable friends between the three of us, and then some other family members. And the response was the same. What are they going to do about the people that they laid off that disliked certain things that he said and vocalized it on his platform?
Does that count too?
And then also, I don't know. And then think about the people, I thought he accrued some debt, when he took over this service. I thought he didn't have enough money or something. Somebody, one of our friends said that. But I wanted to kind of pose a question to you guys and ask, how do you feel about that? I mean, you think that the dude's legit going to do it, or he's just trying to get some headlines here?
I think that he'll probably do it for a few big time, like if something big time happens, I don't think any and everybody's going to get, help with that. You're posting some stupid stuff about your job or about some things you shouldn't be doing on the job or something like that. But so maybe some things that are First Amendment, he's really trying to make this the app of the First Amendment. So I don't know, man. I don't see it really going well. But, I think every time you talk about anything this man does, it's like, I don't think this is going to work. And sure enough, I'm still on the app formerly known as Twitter. Woke up one day and it was throwing up the X on me. And I was like, what is that? But I don't know how well that's going to work for him, man. He couldn't have just said that, though. And he didn't say, I'll pay it. He said, let us know, as a corporation. So there's got to be some backing by his legal team or something over there.
It makes for a nice headline, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was going to ask, who the hell's left, first and foremost? And second of all, I saw Gina Carano tweet right back at him. She says she was telling him, I think I count in this case. And I would love to see X pay those litigation fees against Disney, because Disney can just win anything at this point. So, yeah. Are they going to go up against the House of Mouse? I don't think so.
Dude,
the House of Mouse. Everybody
even
calls
the state of Florida can't go up against the House
of
Mouse.
Yeah,
like nobody.
Yeah, like they're in they're in their yard, and it's like, what are you gonna do? We have half of your jobs. Yeah. Oh, trying to shoot me. Oh, there goes all your tax breaks. Yeah. Anyway,
looks like you messed up again.
But yeah,
yuck.
I think y'all are on the right path to say that there will be one landmark thing that they'll kind of jump their feet into and kind of throw a little bankroll at, just to say we did it. But then all the other little guys that, I don't know. I don't think they're going to cover anybody who did some real out of pocket stuff. Like if you did something morally ambiguous, I don't think X is going to step and pay your fees. Or if you
X
had a video of you,
give it to you.
Yeah, X is not going to give you money because you decided to be a Kia boy and steal a car and put it up on Twitter with you in the seat with the steering wheel column all jacked up and be like, got my new car. I don't think that's going to, I think it's going to be a definitive case for that.
On X, free PS5 giveaway on X, and I got arrested for it because it incited a riot. Might have been a different.
If I was a single young man, I would probably, I'd probably try it. I'll just go and I just want to see what happens. I'm genuinely curious, man. I'm like, are they going to do it? They're really going to do it?
Man, I've heard my journey from episode 1, to now. Look, I went from a quitting wave to having a 4-day work week. I am not trying this out. I'm not doing it.
Not so quiet Xing.
Yeah, dude. There's gonna be that kid hey Elon, I got fired at Walmart for saying some racist shit about a movie. You got me? Yeah, for sure.
All I did was say I like this white power tweet, man. What is going on?
Come on, man. That's what
fund us, brother.
I swear it's a White Ranger costume.
Oh yeah.
Oh. I see what you did there, Trey.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. It's gonna be a lot of people, and I didn't even think that. Here's my opinion on it. It's such a delusional rich guy thing to say.
It is
the most. A lot of us will be blessed in the fact that we may not get into litigious cases, but that's such a rich guy problem. Oh, I'm getting sued again this week. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me tell the people, if you guys get sued, Daddy's got you. Okay.
To the Twitter.
Yeah.
Can I put my conspiracy theorist hat on real quick?
Do it.
If you're trying to stir up how do I put this? A mass firing. Just tell people they can say whatever they want and then let them get fired and then not.
Oh man!
If you're really trying to bring out a struggle or push a agenda, a one world order agenda. I'm reading too much 1985. But
I like where you're going, brother. I like
that's my thought on it. What if something like that happens? People just because there's going to be that group of people that is like, oh, he's got us. Just let it rip. Them Twitter fingers, some trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
Dude, rap's gonna change now that Twitter's X now. That's gonna be weird. Rap and music.
Somebody, I read a comment on there, and it said something like, "Are you gonna help out Kyrie or something?"
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of too. Yeah, but he posted on IG, not Twitter, so he's not getting any help. Zuck's not swinging the bat for him.
Oh yeah, Zuck is and Zuck's also. of that faith. Or yeah, he definitely would not look good to his people.
Yeah, no.
I think Ozek's going to want some time in the cage to prove his worthiness. I'll pay for it, but cracks knuckles.
Is that match supposed to happen?
Yeah, they're still pushing it. There's no date, but I was just on his X page. Yeah, scrolling on Elon's X page. That just doesn't roll.
Nah, dude, I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all. I feel dirty. I want to put my phone down now.
You need to take a shower. Exactly.
If you look at Elon's mom's X page, I think she's not for it. So.
Oh, is her handle X Mom?
X Mommy.
Oh, brother.
There
you go.
Dang.
Oh, my
dang.
God. Oh, that made my stomach hurt. It gave me like the I'm in trouble stomach.
Real quick. Speaking of X, while we're on that train, did you hear that they took another name over? So you guys heard about the guy who had the handle @X.
Oh, yeah.
So that guy actually ended up being on DTNS. For those of you who don't know, that's Daily Tech News Show.
No way.
Hosted by the GOAT, Tom Merritt, and Sarah Lane, and other guests. Oh, can I just do a shameless plug? Not really a plug.
Go ahead, bro. Get your brag on.
In 4 days' time, I'm going to be in a class called How to Make a Great Podcast. It's a 90-minute class that's taught by Tom Merritt. Woo! I'm so freaking excited. Tom Merritt is like my favorite podcaster. I've been listening to this guy since like 2008 or 9, 2010, something late 2010s. Is that 2010s? Anyway, the point is, I've been listening to this dude for a very long time, and he's someone I admire. I've met a couple other podcasters through him, where I've been able to like forge some sort of relationship. I wouldn't say we're like buddy or anything, but I talked to these guys, and one of them in particular had listened to the early episodes of this show that you're listening to now. So shout out to Big Chris. I'll just throw his name out there and I'll leave it at that because I don't want to, bloviate on it. But anyway, so they had the guy on DTNS, and he was very cool about it. He was very chill. He's very, very chill. He didn't make a big deal about it. He said, "Hey, I get on here." I'm sorry. He got on there. He talked about it. He does like a lot of photography and stuff like that. They said, "Hey, we're going to take the name from you." They didn't give him any money or anything like that. Yeah, no money. It's their platform. No money, but they offered him a tour of Twitter.
Oh, wonderful.
the Twitter headquarters. Yeah, I know. Oh, thanks.
If you're going to give me a tour, I want to see the room where you get to change over those names so I can change my shit back.
Yeah. Well, that is definitely not happening. But the other guy, and I'm trying to find the article where I read it, so please forgive me. The other guy, his name was X. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, man, I should have had that link ready. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'll scroll and I will find it as fast as lightning because that's what I do.
Okay, I'm a queen.
But while I'm looking for it, tell me what you guys think about that.
I think you should have got paid for it. Something, dude. Can you throw me a Tesla, bro? Like something? Can I get something?
But like, give me some Tesla stock.
Truck. Oh yeah, give me some stock. That's where Elon. That's what all his money is in. Is the SpaceX and Tesla stock. Doesn't have any liquid money. Let me get a little piece, man.
Okay, the account was @music, and yeah, @music is the account. Now that person is pissed, very pissed. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm pissed, royally pissed. The liberal media. Sorry, I just love I love that Key and Peele episode with the black Republicans. That's great.
There's one thing happening here. Either it's listed on the terms and conditions, or he doesn't care about the terms and conditions because he could just rewrite them later.
You think that's what it is?
It's one of the two.
I think for these guys, I say these guys being X, that I think what it is for them is it is probably written in there somewhere. That's how they're able to do it. And none of us have Well, most of us. I'm sure someone has read the terms and conditions, but the average Joe and Jill has not. And I just realized that's Joe and Jill Biden.
Wow.
Yeah. The average Jack and Jerry.
I'm progressive.
John and Jane. I don't know. John.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
Adam and never mind.
Yeah,
so the average person is not going. The average person isn't going to read those T's and C's.
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks. It sucks to lose a handle. I think the other guy whose X is handle changed to like X1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something of that nature.
Yeah, so gross.
And the person who's at music now it's at music fan.
Lame.
Yeah, lame sauce, which tells you that X has plans for music.
Yeah, I was about to say that tells you that they're really bringing in a platform, trying to make it more. I mean, this is a platform, but making it a more encompassing platform. I know he changed it to where verified users can now download videos off of the platform
right.
if the person who uploaded the video gives permission for those downloads. So with music, a platform that you can upload your music to, if you're a verified user, upload your music. As an artist, I'm actually kind of excited for that. I would love to be able to upload music and have my music downloaded directly through the app. It'll make it really easy. That's probably my main source of, sharing. Hey, listen to this, watch this, look at this. It's through that app. So now you can just go, boop, download the track. Now you got it to walk with it.
Yeah,
we're talking a bit longer about X than I wanted to. Oh, sorry, Car. Go ahead. I want to let you finish your thought.
Well, it cuts out the middleman apps like Spotify, Bandcamp, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a financial decision, as I'm saying.
Absolutely. And so what I'm seeing here, and this idea is not original. I'm just kind of taking different takes and then having a take on the take, so to speak. But many folks have said that it looks as though what X is trying to do is be one app to rule them all. So I think it was you who mentioned last episode about the X videos, right?
Yeah, I'm still pressed about
that. Yeah, sorry, Car. There's a certain platform that, we've never heard of that has service website that they provide for people who are looking for alternative entertainment, adult alternative entertainment, with actresses who wear, anyway. So, they took that handle over X. So you got X videos, music, the X itself. I don't want to say that they're AOLing by putting everything in there, but we also said something about off mic. I think we talked about it in post. So I said, I wonder, what if X.com, who owns that, if he took it over. I did research after I hung up with you guys. Elon has owned X.com for years.
This is like 2014. Yeah.
Yeah. He's owned it for an extremely long time. So now, and X used to be a payment platform that was like in association with PayPal or something of that matter. You can Google it and get like the absolute facts, but I'm just going off of my rememberer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was associated with banking. It's like a finance thing. So it looks like he's taking that back and trying to rebuild everything. In my humble opinion, he should have left Twitter as is, right? Clone it. Have everybody running on the platform that it is now. Take these names that he wanted to take, still take them away. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Say no more. Maybe have some people sign an NDA, right? Then turn around one day, press a button, and flip all this stuff and have it ready. Because right now it's like
very public.
As we're watching him reconstruct the building while we're still in it and working. You know what I mean? Hey, we're going to put new wood floors in here. We're going to move you to a different floor. Or, hey, we're going to put you in suspended chairs while we take the floor from under you.
Yeah.
We're going to change. We're going to take away your computer in the middle of transactions and give you new computers and change the glass on the room that you sit. So I think I beat this thing to death, but it's happening in real time. And I think it would feel a lot more jarring and magical at the same time if one day he just pressed the button and everything changed for the user, and just like, whoa, timeout, what's this? And then you get the keynote, right? You get the Steve Jobsian thing, you know, you get Elon out there with the earpiece, or actually it would be Linda Yaccarino because she's the CEO. Linda steps out in her all white power suit, you know, her pantsuit. Hi, I'm Linda. Welcome to X. You know, and then the wah pedal starts playing. Sorry. But they come out there and they present the new platform for everybody, as opposed to just like taking stuff and moving it all around and taking stuff away from people and then saying, yeah, this is what's going to happen. Oh, yep. Now we updated the app. Oh, now we changed the name on the building. It's like, what are you doing?
I don't know, man. For me, I'm highly intrigued by watching the play-by-play, I guess, so to speak, of how this is playing out. Because that's what you get with everybody else, right? You hear rumblings. Oh, this is what they're doing. This is rumor mill this. You're going to have rumors coming out throughout what he's trying to do. But he's making everything, you know, like you said, removing the gas or putting it all behind the glass. You can see the moving parts, which is, I don't know, it's intriguing to me. I feel like with other companies, you don't really get to see that, you know, the gears moving as they get to the point that they're trying to get to. You just see the final product. I mean, Apple's great at that. We talked about that on the Vision Pro, you know, how they take things and you put a cloud over it and then unveil it when it's perfect, or try to take it to that next level. He's trying to do these things within his app or within his company that he's got, but also making it very public. Like, look, this is what we're striving for. This is what we're going for. And at the same time, though, you really don't know what he's going for. These are all just kind of not accusations, but assumptions that we're putting out there. Oh, he's going to be able to, you know, download music. He's going to be a new music platform, rival for Spotify and Apple Music. We don't know what's going to happen, but
right.
I don't know. It's cool to watch. It's good showmanship.
I mean, it is. There is a bit of an entertainment factor to it for sure. Yeah. I mean, I understand that. I think I'm more of a. I guess I think I'm just used to the whole Silicon Valley approach, right? Or anything, any product release where it's like we have a little bit of fit and polish. We're going to come out, we're going to announce the thing, tell you what's coming, you know, the stuff that you can look forward to, and then let the speculation run wild, test some things out like Google, Apple. I mean, heck, even Sony and Microsoft when they used to be on E3. It's like, oh God, next year the new God of War is coming. Let's wildly speculate what's going to be in the new God of War. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm just used to that approach. And so I think for the world, especially myself, this just kind of seems like he's just grabbing stuff left and right and just making these weird changes. And it just doesn't feel as polished. It feels haphazard.
No, this is, you know, like we said on the last episode, it feels like he's either running around and just grabbing stuff and doing stuff maniacally and just trying to piece it together, or there's like a grand master plan behind this that he's just like sitting there just stroking his beard, petting his cat, Dr. X evil style, like Dr. X. That's what we're going to call him now. That's his new name. Dr. X. That's who he is now.
Dr. X.
Dr. X. I'll call that just there, doctor. Just, you know, with a little laugh in the background. No, yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's fun to watch. I don't know. For me, it's fun to watch. And then he's going to like knock out Zuckerberg and like put his hands up, and then he's going to unveil everything all at once, right? Like,
Neuralink made me do this. Yeah. I know jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
right.
I whacked myself in the eye, man. A freaking fruit fly just landed right in my eye.
Oh, man. But yeah, there's that whole thing of like either it's a pre-announcement or we show it to you when it's done, and this is neither of those. So it is maybe also just telegraphing to any competitor out there, like, oh man, this guy's doing this, this, and this. Maybe he's gonna spring up a little wave of copycats that are gonna do it wrong, you know, and maybe have them fall under in that wake, you know.
It might be his way, right, of saying I can do you better than you can do me.
Yeah,
right?
and that has people scrambling to panic and do that first, and then it just falls flat. And then there's like, you know, like lack of trust, and boards start talking, they start firing CEOs, this and that. It's like, oh, well, you tried to go up against this when this never even happened, and we wasted all this money on this speculation that's very public facing. I think it could be that too.
It's like
see what the take.
You copied going back to Threads, right? You copied my app. Try copying my whole business model.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is setting a lot of groups on fire right now. A lot of think tanks are going, what is this playbook that he's like making up or what have you, right? But that's pretty much all I think about that. It's just a different kind of way to do this, and I think with anything like this brings up copycats. So we're gonna see what the copycats do now.
Yeah.
Even though
the takeover is entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's speculative, and he's literally done nothing yet. Like he just changed the name and done everything. So it's like it's all speculative. So we got to see where it goes in about a year or two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as much as most people in this space, or a lot of people in this space, they get tired of talking about everything that happens with Twitter, X,
Dr. X.
Elon.
Yep.
It's especially when there's a slow news cycle, it's what you talk about. So he keeps us talking. He's doing his job, right?
Yeah,
sure do.
Gives us something to talk about. And you mentioned takeovers earlier. Speaking of takeovers, what do you guys think about that hospital ransomware situation, man?
Scary. So it fell on my lap. Yeah, this fell on my lap today, and I was looking at it. And can you imagine if this was a big coordinated attack for a certain region that were attacked? You know what I mean? Let's say the unfortunate event happens to where we get something on our soil and we have a whole district down. Like that'd be the repercussions of that would be terrible. I mean, yeah, there's still a classic way to do things. I mean, like seems like a lot of these hospitals that did get attacked resorted to pen and paper again, which is always gonna win over anything else, really. But how many of those people with those soft skills are around?
Yeah. So as mentioned at the top of the hour, our main topic is the hospital ransomware situation. It's heavy. It's scary. We spent a lot of time talking about X, and I really wanted to make sure we give this a lot of room to talk because, I mean, this affects 16 hospitals, over 165 clinics in multiple states. I'm looking at a list here of Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and SoCal, Southern California. And as Carr just mentioned, these folks have had to resort to paper. And I say paper like I have disgust in my voice.
Paper.
Paper. Ew. But in the modern era where paper is becoming more of a joke and few and far between, that's a big deal. Trey said it at the pre-show. Those 60-year-old ladies are rock stars now who are used to doing everything on paper. And I mean, you could probably hear me smiling or smirking. And I don't mean it like it's funny. It's just kind of like the sentiment is a little funny, but the situation is absolutely not, because this is impacting emergency rooms. You're playing with people's lives. And there's a reason why these guys keep doing this mess, because a lot of these folks aren't secure enough and they're going to pay. Yeah. They have lives to save.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they're like, look, just turn it back on. We don't give a dang. Turn it back on. We got to save lives here, because that's a lawsuit on them if they don't. I mean, I should be more, especially given my career, but I should be more informed on this, but I don't even know what like a policy looks like for a hospital, what these situations look like. I'm imagining because it's something so new that it's still not quite fleshed out for a lot of these folks. And then when you go to a small clinic in I don't know, Kentucky or wherever, we'll look at Rhode Island. That's a small state, right? What does that look like?
Well, I was going to bring up, and I just did a quick Google search on this because this comes up a lot in my field. Mm-hmm. We have to double check to see if stuff falls under like HIPAA if we're going to touch it.
Of course.
So for those that don't know, HIPAA is a Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It's just it's a way just to define standards for information that's sensitive and patient oriented. So
thank you for defining that, man.
Yeah, no worries. So I only wonder how far it's going right now for digital footprints, because this has been around for quite a bit. It's been around since like the early 90s, right? Or mid 90s, 96 is what it's saying. But what is that now saying for all this Internet of Things? Like, has there been revisions to this thing to cover like our gastro stuff, like all our other things? Like the way I saw the ransomware attack is it attacked a lot of different like specific medical fields, and gastroenterology just just so you know, if you can remote to that machine, you might be looking at a butthole. It might look like a bad episode of the Magic School Bus.
The Magic School Bus.
But either way, like those kinds of things, I guess, can be used, or they can be used maliciously too, especially if they're in the case of like imaging, the machine's attached to a high-powered laser that's working on eye surgery for somebody. You know, we don't know. We don't know what kind of things they can get up to. But yeah, when it comes to those things, I wonder if HIPAA has any kind of regulation for securing things and how they're managed by the IT divisions and all that stuff too, because that's the first line of defense right there, you know?
Yeah. You know, and these ransomware attacks, for those who are unaware, usually with a ransomware attack, it locks like your system files, your servers, all kinds of things, and it's encrypted. And in order to unlock these files, you pony up the money, you pay the attacker, and then they issue you the decryption key to unlock the files. I mean, this is serious biz. And ransomware attacks are, in our modern era, nothing new.
Yeah.
They're happening industry to industry, but they keep going back to the well, man. It worked one time, try it again.
So case in point, I saw one of the news stations in El Paso after they got soft locked, or they got crypto locked. Yeah. Their video department got crypto locked. So there was really bad editing for a lot of news segments. There was a guy on a MacBook hitting the space bar in the preview to show you the B-roll and the footage of the news article or whatever that they were talking about. So that can affect something like that visually, or its files, or this and that, or license agreements. It could take money out of accounts. It's pretty scary. And then the whole thing too with this encryption, like, yeah, you can break encryption, but they probably put some really heavy encryption to where it will take years for anything to kind of build up like the kind of solution to decrypt that drive. So nothing is impossible in this day and age, but it's just hard, and they set it up that way. You know,
and the thing that's go ahead, Trey.
I was going to say, one of the facts on this article that we shared off of Forbes that I found real intriguing is that, you know, 77% of the organizations that experience these ransomware attacks have cyber insurance, where there's, I mean, not a great smaller, but I think it was around 60% of ransomware attacks go to folks without cyber insurance. And that kind of just wanted to follow back up to Carr's like question or statement earlier there, that how does all this, especially within the medical field, work with the cyber insurance piece of it? Because insurance changes all the time. But it's not easily changed, which is the funny part about insurance. You have all these endorsements and amendments that you get in typical insurance, whether it's life or house or car, the cyber aspect like of it. Yeah, exactly. Property casualty insurance, no matter what it is, life insurance, no matter what it is that you insure, right? You write these extended contracts out. You can make amendments and put endorsements into them, but you can't really change things. It takes a long time to change things. Like, I know there are folks that still run the same insurance contracts that they ran in 2005, 2008. You can't change those things overnight. So I wonder how they are going to go about, because, you know, adapting to this new thing. You can create cyber insurance now. You create it in 2012 and it takes you 15 years to completely redo it. This information, the speed of which these folks work with, it just every day it changes. So I really just kind of find that a little bit interesting and wonder how, you know, especially in the realm of health, how do you kind of cover that? Because like you said, you have HIPAA restrictions that you have to follow and things of that nature. It becomes a real slippery slope. There's a lot of money involved and people's lives are on the line. So it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, and I saw a number, Trey, that said like from, I think it was from last year, that the numbers for cyber attacks have gone up from 12% to 18%. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, or sorry, excuse me. I said from last year, this year, the percentage of attacks, and that's according to Barracuda, which did the research report, 12% to 18%. So a 6% increase in attacks. That's crazy. And then going back to just what ransomware is itself and its success rate, the most messed up part of all this is that even if you do pay, there's no guarantee that you're going to get your stuff back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you're at that point, you're running on an honor system. And then who's to say that these guys haven't left some means of a back door?
Yeah. That's what I was about to
So
say.
it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. We're going to unlock that. No, you're good, baby. We're good.
2
Thanks for the
years.
$5 million.
Yeah.
2-3 years, come back. Oh, that's $10 million.
We're
now.
a different group. Yeah. We're going to mustache.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
no,
us.
we're a different group. We were the ransomware group. Now we're the ransomware group. You know?
So I'm looking.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, that is. It's still the Wild West when it comes to that. So I'm looking at a little bit deeper into Wikipedia right now. There was an addendum to the HIPAA regulation called the High Tech Act, the Health Information Technology for Economic and Clinical Health Act. So it's called the High Tech Act. It does cover a lot of the application and use of those kinds of information that you can get electronically. So this pretty much just kind of outlines how things are set up to be for you to be able to access like medical records and just universal things like allergy records and a patient's kind of like a patient sheet whenever that goes between the hospitals and stuff.
Those butthole videos.
Yeah, butthole videos and just X-rays of people's teeth, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just
Go ahead, man.
I don't know. It just seems like it's all set up in a certain way, but I don't really see any kind of. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the documentation there is a strict guideline as to how to actually manage this information, but until I do a little bit deeper digging. And here's the thing too, I don't even know if the legal departments or the regulatory departments of a lot of these smaller, I wouldn't say smaller, but some of the more niche medical, like procedural places, like actually really read into this stuff and see how to employ that. Cause a lot of places don't have their IT firm. They don't have it. They don't have their own IT firm, you know?
Yeah. They're paying a third party, you know?
Yeah. They're outsourced.
And, conventional wisdom, which this is always good, period. Even if you're even if you're just a regular user, backups. I use backups, right? Most of my backups, believe it or not, are offline. Now, being an Apple user, I do have iCloud. I've got pictures and messages and things, but like anything critical is stored to hard drives. All our shows are stored on a separate drive. Everything Chasm related is on a separate drive. All my music that's digital and movies that's digital, those are backed up to a separate entertainment drive. Any critical files, that's backed up twice offline with paper, like actual paper, and then digital copies in a safe. So I've got stuff spread out. But if you're a company like this in a digital era, you most certainly better have backups offline somewhere and in the cloud. You got to have it. You're going to have to have you're going to have it in the cloud at some point because just the amount of data that they're churning through is far too great. MFA was another thing that I've heard and that I've preached to people. Hey, I think I talked about with my pops and stuff, how I always told them, hey man, let's sit down and go over how to use MFA and all kinds of stuff and use a password. What do you call it? A password app like Bitwarden or LastPass. Well, not LastPass. Don't use that. But Dashlane, 1Password, etc. When he died, he actually made my life easier because he didn't use it. And a lot of soldiers are told when they're out in combat to write things on a note card. That old habits die hard. Everything I needed from my pops was on a note card. You know what I mean? And that's good for that. But when you're a company or a hospital, no cards aren't going to work. And MFA, as good as it is, attackers are now getting a lot more savvy, and there are workarounds to MFA. So other layers of protection are needed for this. This world we live in is not so much, well, if I get breached, it's going to be more of a win, especially if you're a large enough target or you are someone who has a customer of someone who's large enough, right? When you take LastPass as an example in the breaches they had, T-Mobile and the breaches they had, which is one of the reasons why I left them, actually the main reason why, far too many breaches. They weren't looking for me, Edge James. They weren't looking for me. They weren't looking for, well, maybe they were. But I doubt they were looking for me as an individual. They were looking for a big fish. and they scored big. And that's what a lot of this is about. So as we move forward in this space, it's imperative that these companies, these hospitals, etc., we've got to really step our game up because these dudes are moving at breakneck speed. And there is no signs of them slowing down anytime soon, if ever. It's getting hot out there in more ways than one.
Yeah, the beauty of technology is that it has increased like weekly x-rays to daily to hourly, but with all that information, there's also that responsibility and patient and client responsibility and all that stuff too. So I guess we shouldn't have to, as people that have to pay for our healthcare, worry about the security of our data, which I think is just another part of that too. Like, we're paying for all this. What are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? How come they can't use all that?
Man.
Yeah, bro, especially us in our country and everything, we have to figure out, like, we don't have to remind them to be responsible with the stuff that we're actually paying out of pocket for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic point.
And if you're, just real quick, just to touch on those paper records, make sure the location of those paper records is safe as well.
Not behind some secretary's, like, unlocked filing cabinet, which it usually is, but, we'll not get into that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother risk in and of itself, but it's just, oh my gosh, man, like this is terrible bad. It's really
scary,
bad.
Man. Scary.
Yeah, man. I really feel for these hospitals. I'm not going to say organizations because that makes it sound like I'm just talking about your average big company. I'm talking about a hospital. This is people's lives we're talking about, man. Like I feel like there should be some, and laugh, right? Because this is a utopian kind of thought, but I feel like there should be some sort of, I think it's the Geneva rules, like some sort of rules to what you can and will not hack. It's like, come on, guys, let's leave the hospitals alone.
Yeah,
you want to go after Nike. Yeah, you want to go after Nike for some patents and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so be it. But I mean, people and their cancer and all kinds of things and people that need these surgeries, like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's just in this time of peace right now, these things just seem like tests. And then when stuff actually happens, it's going to be like The Last of Us, man. Like once the infrastructure crumbles. Oh, man.
Think of the all of your main structures, your hospitals, your electricity that you get. All these things are susceptible to these type of ransomware attacks. And I mean, cyber insurance will pay you out for it. But how do we prevent these things and get ahead of the curve? Because we are constantly behind it. Like you said, the speed these folks are moving at, it's second to none, really. And they'll find a patch today, and then it'll be another hole tomorrow that they got to figure out that they're unaware of. On top of that, not even have to figure out another hole in their defenses tomorrow that you're not even aware of until something happens, and they have the power to bring the entire world almost to a stop, or at least if not the entire world, a major region of a country. Like, imagine if they had centralized all those within a certain couple of states. Those attacks, instead of being spread out as they were, every hospital within a certain state's locked down, people are going to die. You're not going to be able to get people out of state to other hospitals fast enough. Scary.
Yes, sir. I'm going to remix a song by one of my favorite hip hop groups, Mobb Deep, a verse from Prodigy, rest in peace. And in this song, Shook Ones, he said, "There is a war going on outside no man is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. Let's change streets, data. You can't run, but you can't hide forever from the data that we done took." That's what these hackers are after, dude. These attackers. I don't want to say hacker. Hackers has got such a bad connotation. Hacker's not actually traditionally a bad thing. It's just a person who knows their way around an operating system. So let's call them who they are. Attackers, bad guys. I think real quick, and I know we're coming up on time, so I'll run through this fast, but I think I've mentioned it before. When I first got into my associate's degree program for computer forensics, we watched this documentary called Cyber War. And it was like an old PBS kind of thing. And they talked about SCADA, right? Supervisory control and data acquisition systems. These are things that run oil and gas and power and all kinds of things, right? We're there now. And this was like 2008 or 9 when I watched this, but we're getting there now. And it's crazy how we knew it was coming. We knew this was the way things were going to go. And we're still not as prepared for these things as we should be. Now, thank goodness that these ransomware attacks, even though they are on the uptick, I'm glad that the percentage is still in the teens, right? And not anywhere north of 40%.
That's when it would be completely like infeasible just to have something that you got a one-on-one chance of like either securing or losing.
Yeah, right. And we're only talking, Car, about one kind of attack. That's just the ransomware attack, dude.
Yeah, we could have other kinds of ways that people just get exploited and selling, data mining. Like we could be a part of a list of certain things that we don't want to be a part of, you know?
Yes, sir.
It's terrible.
So I want to end on a brighter note. What are y'all listening to?
I'll tell you what I'm listening to. So I got a little Marvin Gaye kick going on. I was listening to I Want You like towards the end of this week, and lots of good songs, dude. Lots of funk. Lots of yeah.
Come live with me.
Yeah, dude, that's like a straight up G song, dude. Like, come live with me. Yeah, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna lie, or not lie. I'm gonna tell you guys, the listeners. I already knew that he was listening to it, so I threw my Marvin Gaye record. If you're on video, it's right here over my left shoulder. Yeah. He's listening to I Want You. I got Hear My Dear going. So the story behind that album, it was about his divorce.
Oh wow.
Oof, dude. Listen to the song on that record. It's called When Did You Stop Loving Me? I think that's what it's called. It's like, when did you stop loving me? When did I stop loving you? And you can hear the anger and the sadness and the desperation in his voice. Like he like actually yells like, do you remember all the screaming and shouting, babe? He's yelling it though. I don't want to scream in you guys' ears, but he's like yelling it, man. I was like, man, and I first heard that record, it's probably like 2006. When I first heard that record, I just was at a shop crate digging. I'm like, I never heard this Marvin record before. You know, everybody knows what's going on and I Want You. I never heard that. Man, that whole album, can't recommend it enough. Also,
cool.
Free Nationals. You ever listen to those guys? Free Nationals, man. So I believe this is Anderson .Paak's like backing band, or he's affiliated with these guys somehow. But their album is just dope. I listened to that album about 4 times in the last 3 days. Can't get enough. The song with them and Chronix, one of my favorite modern reggae singers. Like I listen to a lot of reggae. Him and like Skip Marley. But Chronix, man, that song they do together, it's called Eternal Light. So good. What about you, Trey?
And I've been deep diving into this Magic 2 by Nas. I've been really jamming out to that. There's been a lot of
that's the other one.
Big name hip hop albums that have dropped over the last couple of weeks. Man, Nas is on an undisputable run. I feel it's just over the last, 4 or 5 years, dude. He's dropped 5 records and every single one of them slaps. All the King Diseases, both Magics, they just slap. So kudos to Nasir because he is showing people. I think he's about to be 50. He's about to be 50 years old. If he's not already 50. And the dude is just, there's no let up. And that's one thing I love about rap, man, is at least the good rappers, the Nas's, the Jay-Z's, the M's, you think they would get to an age where the fall off happens. The fall off happens in the middle of their career because they get kind of, used to the life. But the hunger stays, dude. And the ability to put words and rhymes and stories together just grows. It's like there's no limit to these guys. And I'm in awe and I'm inspired. And just shout out to Nas. Magic 2, 5 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5 in my book.
I say 4.5, yeah.
I give it maybe 4.5 out of 5, but still, great record, great album to listen to if you want some bars.
That's the other one. I forgot that one because Trey and I just talked about that like a day or two ago. In the way we can miss. In the way we can miss. So not for those of you who don't know, Nas is my favorite rapper. It's been my favorite rapper since I was a young lad.
Nice. Yeah.
That album is, dude, that album's great. I mean, I got Illmatic's album cover sitting on this wall that y'all can't see.
You got a little baby Nasir looking at you.
Yeah, man. Nasir bin Oludara Jones, you know? So, and his dad Olu played on Life's BITCH. He played the little trumpet solo on that. Yeah, that was his pops.
On the horns on that? I didn't know that.
That's awesome. Man.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. It's dope to have your dad, who's a beast musician in his own right, pop up on your debut record.
Man. Life's a Bitch was probably my favorite track off that record too. I never knew that.
Oh man. I like The World Is Yours.
Oh, The World Is Yours.
I play that song on my birthday every year. Every year. Man. Well, gentlemen, we're a little over time, but it was worth it. Great show. Love you guys. Love the fans. Love the listeners. Love the supporters. You can find us at Wave of the Future on Instagram and Threads, and at WFS Show on Twitter.
X.
If you want to. Oh, excuse me. X. Good correction. Dang, see? You caught me slipping. Or if you don't like to do the social media thing, you can email us waveofthefuture@gangstamail. Just kidding. gmail.com. So until next time, we are going to end with
bye.